So, kind of alone here. Got here early. Crew's not here. Getting ready to look at volume 2. Before we do, I got some stuff I want to say. If you're seeing this, you got past volume 1 with me. And you know that a lot of really bad things happened. And a lot of lies were told. And a lot of laws, if not broken, were stretched. And that's probably the lesson of volume 1. Or one of the lessons anyway. So, some things to think about before we go into volume 2. First, you don't have to break the law to do something wrong. And you don't have to communicate to collude. Let me give you an example. Say you're at the cafeteria. Say you're buying some lunch. Say you pay with a $10 bill, and when you get your change, there's a 20. What do? Well, could say you don't know arithmetic. Keep the 20. Say it's tough luck. Keep the 20. But either way, you didn't expect it, but you took advantage of it. Now, didn't you? So think of it another way, too. Think maybe the guy that gave you the change, cashier, maybe he's a friend of a friend. And he didn't really tell you he was going to do that. But between the two of you, with a nod and a wink, a law was broken. Or maybe just stretched. Either way, are these the people that you want responsible for enforcing these laws? Lies were told. Oh yeah, it's easy to say. Politicians lie. All politicians lie. What difference does it make that these politicians lied? Well, the only people that say politicians lie are people that aren't politicians. But what I've noticed is humans lie. Yep, all humans lie. So the question is not whether you're going to get lied to by a politician, or anybody else for that matter. The question is, how bad? And this one was pretty bad. So there's all that. What else did I learn from reading volume 1? Well, I learned that pretty much everybody in the story screwed up, made mistakes. Russians made mistakes, or we wouldn't have the story. Democratic National Committee, folks that ran their computer systems, made a lot of mistakes. People in the Republican campaign made a lot of mistakes too. George, my favorite, my personal favorite, George Papadopoulos, he made mistakes. Don't let him drink with Australians. That's the lesson. Everybody made mistakes. Everybody screwed up. And left to their own devices, they're going to screw up again. There's a lot of stories in here. There's a lot of stories in volume 1. But the one that interests me the most, the one that I found the most fascinating, was the Trump Tower meeting. The June 9th meeting that we read about. How was that not against the law? Well, we learned. We learned how. First way was they didn't know they were breaking the law. I guess that ignorance of the law excuse thing, or ignorance of the law is no excuse thing, it doesn't apply when you're talking about politicians. Seems funny to me. But hey. And that collusion thing, well, they were in line at the cafeteria and they walked away with the 20. Seems pretty simple. But there was another reason besides the fact that they didn't know that they were breaking the law, or at least the supposition that they didn't know they were breaking the law. And that was the value of what was transferred to them, the value of that information. It had to be a certain number. I think it was like 25,000 or so for a felony, and maybe a few $100 for a misdemeanor. Turned out this information was priceless. Priceless. For both sides. Why was it priceless for both sides? Because they got caught. They got caught. Every one of them got caught. The question isn't whether they got caught. The question isn't whether they broke the law. The question is, now that you know what you know, what are you going to do about it? But remember this. There's two things after reading volume 1 that you still don't know. The first one is anything that showed up there in the black. Made me a little crazy. And the other was the stuff they didn't find. And if this is what they found, imagine what they didn't find. And now, volume 2.